All right, guys. So this is going to be the JavaScript quiz. It's just the demo here. So let's check it out. So it's just 4 questions, and then we have an answer, and we can skip it to it. So the next part, we are actually going to be working on the project. So stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and watch it all the way to the end. All right. All right, guys. So we are going to go ahead and work in the application. So I have an index HTML, a style CSS, and then also a main JS. So how did I get that? I have to press Shift and also the exclamation mark, and that's how you get the basic template. But I am going to change the title of the application. I'm going to name the title JavaScript quiz app. And then right below that, I am going to go ahead and type in link. I'm sorry, not label, link. And then I am going to go ahead and link my style CSS, so that way my style can work with the HTML and bring all that fabulous style to the application. So here inside the body, I am going to go ahead and create a container. This one here, I'm going to type in div.container. That will give you this container, and that will wrap up the whole application. So below that, I am going to go ahead and do H1, and this one is going to be a JavaScript quiz. That's going to be the name of the application. And right below that, I'm going to put another div with the ID of quiz. Then I'm going to have another one here, another div for the questions, so that way all the questions text will go there. And then right below that, I'm going to do another div with the ID of choices. So this is going to give me the choices of the answers. And then below that one, I'm going to go ahead and put a button on it. So every time I answer the question, I can hit next. So this one, I'm going to type in button with the ID next BTN, and I'm going to press next. Okay, and right below that, we're going to go ahead and put an ID div with the ID of result, and I'm going to go ahead and hide it. So, and I'm not going to put no text in it, nothing in there, no text at all. So then below that, we're going to put a button on it, and that button is going to have an ID of restart BTN. And I'm going to go ahead and hide it also. So you can give it a class of hiding, so that way you won't see it. And this here is going to have a button on it. It's going to say restart the quiz. And we also going to need a time. So let's below that, let's type in another div with the ID of timer, and this is going to give you how much time you have left to answer the questions. So here, let's put down time left, and let's put a span. That span, I'm going to give it an ID of time, and we're going to make this one based on 30 seconds. So it's going to have let's not forget the ID for the time, and it's 30 seconds. And right below that one, I'm going to go ahead and do I want to go ahead and bring my script for the main JS. So you got to do with main JS, that will link it to the HTML. So very simple, very clean, but it's very powerful. So the style, I want to go ahead and show you guys the style. All the style here that I have, I am going to share it on the bottom of the video, so that way you guys can copy it and can focus on the HTML and the JavaScript. So the CSS is pretty basic, but you guys will be able to get it from my GitHub also. So if you have any questions, make sure you leave it on the bottom of the video. And also if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe. And if you have any questions, make sure feel free to leave it on the bottom of the video. But this is so far what we have accomplished with the HTML and the CSS. In the next part, we're going to do the JavaScript. All right, guys. All right, so we're back again. So this is going to be part 2. Here we have a quiz data. This is just an array of questions objects, and then each object contains a question. It contains the choices and also the correct answer. So here, for example, this question here says which language runs on the web browser. So it's going to give you 4 choices here, and then the answer is going to be this one. So all of that, we're going to use JavaScript to display that in the screen. So here down below this one, I have some variables that I have selected and I have created, and so these variables here is for the tracking the state. So this one I created one. It says current question, and I make that equal to 0, and then the score 0 time left. I want to use the timer to do 30, and then I create another variable which is the timer, and I made that one type any. And below here I have created some done elements that I'm getting it by the ID. So this here, for example, this one, it says question element, and I'm getting the document.getElement by ID, and I'm getting that one from the HTML right here. So the question, the choices, next btn, all of that, I'm getting it right from the HTML. So all these variables, they link to the JavaScript from the HTML elements, and they're using their IDs. So right below here, I am going to create my first function, and I am going to call this one. I'm going to call this one. Let me bring it down so that way you guys. So this one here, I'm going to call it function, and this is going to be start quiz. And here, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and grab my first one. It's going to be, I'm going to use the result el like that, and I am going to give it a class, and I'm going to give it an add, and I'm going to hide it. So I'm going to give it a class from the CSS, and so then also I'm going to do is I want to grab the next btn, and I'm going to make this button disappear. So then I'm going to do the style dot display, and I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do none. Like that, perfect. So in order for this to work, you have to call it outside the function, which is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. Startup quiz. And why is it? Oh, you know why? Because I forgot to put the C in there. Function. There you go. So now that it's, see, now the little red line it's gone, the button disappear also too. So, and then below that, I want to go ahead and create another one I want to go ahead and display all the questions from the so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all these questions here. I'm going to use the for each. So let me show you how it's done. All right, so I'm going to do function, make sure you spell it right, function like that, and I'm going to do show questions like that, and inside there I'm going to do a constant q, and I'm going to make that equal to document dot create element. And actually no, let's not do create element. I'm going to do this one. I want to grab all the quiz data, and I'm going to use current question. So then once I do all of that, then I'll be able to do question el like that, and then I want to do text content, and I'm going to make that equal to the question. I'm going to save it. Okay, so, and before that I want to go ahead and do choices el inner HTML. I want to make that equal to an empty string, And let's go ahead and work with the Q choices. And here we want to do the for each. And once you use the for each, you want to pass an arrow function. And I'm going to use the choice, and here I'm going to create a variable which is going to be the btn, a button on it. And let's do document dot create element, and I'm going to go ahead and create a button on it. So then we want to do btn text content, and I'm going to make that equal to the choice. Okay, so we're still not going to be able to see none of that. How we can see that is we will have to, because we're only declaring the startup quiz outside that. So in order for this to be able to see visible inside the screen over here, we have to declare it. So we're going to do is show questions. Well, you have to make sure you spell it questions correctly. Questions like that, or let's just name it question. How about that? Instead of naming it questions with S, well, let's do just question. And then we save it. See, now we can see the first question, and that is actually coming from the array up here. So it says here which language runs in the web browser. That's what it's doing. So, but that's not everything. So we still got to add up more things. So let's do btn, and let's go ahead and add up a event listener. And inside there, let's do a click event, so that the change can take place. So let's create we're going to have to create this function here after. So let's do select answer like that, and let's pass two parameters, which is going to be the btn, and we're going to pass the q for correct. Correct, like that. So then we are going to do choice el like that, and we're going to append it. We're going to do append child, and we're going to append the btn, and we save it. Now we can actually see all the buttons on it. All these here, they're coming up from Java, C, Python. They're all coming from up here. So see, Java, C, Python, JavaScript. This is all the choices there. So we're using the for each, so it can loop through all these. So right now we're only able to see the first one. So in order to see more, we have to continue back over here in the JavaScript. So once we get to the part, I want to go ahead and work on the function for select the answer. So let's create another one so we can select the answer. So let's do function, and let's go ahead and let's create this function here, select answer. And let's not forget we have to pass two parameters there, and this is going to be the correct answer. So here let's create a variable. So the variable is going to be, we are going to create a variable so we can select the button on it. So we're going to do button dot text content, and let's do an array. And let's do from choices. The choice is el, and we want to get the children's, and let's do for each again. Let's do it for each, and let's pass the btn. So let's go ahead and disable the button on it. Let's go ahead and disable when we first start up. Let's go ahead and disable, and let's make that to true. So then let's pass a statement. Here. Let's do a if btn text content it's equal to the correct answer. Let's go ahead and change the color. So we're going to change the color. So we're going to do btn style like that, and let's go ahead and change the border color, and let's give it a color. And the color is going to be, we're going to hit shift 3, and that's going to give you the little number sign. So then we're going to do 00 FFCC, and here let's create another if statement. So let's do if btn text content it's equal to selected select and select. Ooh, make sure I spell it right. Make sure it's selected. It's not equal to the correct answer. Let's change also the color, but let's change it to a different color this time. Okay, VS Code is trying to give me a little bit of a tough time there. So now, if it's not equal to the here, I don't know if you notice, it's giving me a little expression here. It's telling me no, there's too many there, so we have to remove the extra one. Thank you, VS Code, for helping me out. Okay, so btn dot style again, and we're gonna go ahead and style the border color, and let's make this one different now. Let's do little number shift number 3. That's going to give you the number sign again. So then it's going to be 4D like that. So now here below here we want to do if selected. So if it's selected and it is the correct answer, what you want to do is you want to also do score plus plus. So you want to change the score. Okay, so the score is actually, it was declared up here. So what I'm doing is, see, I'm grabbing the score. It starts at 0, so I want to add up to 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now also at the same time I want to do is I want to do right outside here, I want to do the next button, and I want to go ahead and display it. I want to go ahead and style dot display like that, and then I want to be able to show it on the screen. So I want to do inline box. Okay, inline box. So now if I save it, well, it's still not going to show. Next btn dot inline block. So if I select any of these, let me select that. It's still not working yet. All right, so select answer. So inline block. So now we want to do is create another function, which is going to be, it's going to be here outside here. Let's create another function, and this one is going to be the next question. Next question, and here below this next question, I want to do current question, and I want to do the same thing plus plus. So I want to loop to the next one. Okay, so then we want to do if statement. If current question it's less than the quiz data, and you want to grab the link, and you want to do if it's less than the link, I want to show the question. Okay, I want to show the question, and then we want to do next btn, and we want to style, and this time we want to do is display none. So we want to hide it again. Okay, so then else, of course we have to create this one, else display the in quiz. So we still got a couple more functions that we're going to have to create. So we're going to have to create a function for in quiz. So we're going to have to work on that. So let's change the timer. So before we do the end quiz, let's do, because I want to be able to see the button on it to click on it. So I want to do next btn add event listener. Let's prepare this one, add event listener. So I want to do click, and this is going to be next question, like that. So next question. Okay, so display none. Let me save it. No, it's still not going to work, because still, let me see if I click on it. No, it's still not going to work. All right, so then you know why it's not working? Oh, because we have to go, I don't know if you guys remember me telling you guys that the only function that is going to that is like that we're actually calling is the startup quiz. So we have to go up here. Oh, went too far. You see where it says show the question. Up here we want to do, also we want to pass a timer. So here we want to do is we want to pass a start timer, and make sure we don't miss that show question, to show the timer, and we wanted this here. Okay, so let's go back down to the bottom. Inside the in question here, we got that. Let me see. So select the answer. We already have that. Next question. So let's go ahead and do this, the function for a start timer, like that. So a start timer. So let's grab the variable time el, and let's put text content, and this one let's make it to equal to the time left. So this one, so now it's going to show 30 seconds. Just see how it changed from that, it went to 30. So now we want to do is we want to make that timer to start going 30, 29. So let's do timer, and let's do a set interval right here, and let's do the arrow function, and let's do a little bit of adding and subtracting here. So let's do time left, and let's subtract, because we want to go 30, 29, 28, so we want to do all of that. So then we do time el, and let's change it to the text content, and let's change it to the time left. Okay, to the time left. So then we want to do if time left is less than or equal to 0, you want to clear interval. You want to clear the interval, and we want to pass the timer, because that's what we want to clear. And also we want to pass the in quiz in there. So we still got to create that function. Okay, so then we want to make it to 1,000, which is 1 second. Okay, so see how it's changing. 28, 26, you know. So okay, so then inside the in quiz, we're going to have to pass inside the in quiz, we're going to have to pass clear interval, like that, and let's pass the timer, and let's do quiz container, and let's add up a class list. And what we're going to do is we're going to hide it once it finishes. Okay, so then result el, let's put text content, and we want to do, let's give the whoever is playing, let's do backticks. So let's say you decided to play, let's do a score, let's give a score of whatever number. So it's 4. It's going to be 4 questions out of 4. So you get to try it out. Hopefully you guys can get it right, the answers. So this one's going to be quiz data, and you want to grab the link like that. So then we want to do result el, and let's do class list, and you want to remove the hidden, like that. And then let's go ahead and restart let's add up the class list, and let's do remove, and let's pass hidden, so the button will hide. And so right below this one, then we can actually let's do a button to restart the whole thing. So let's do restart btn, and let's add up an event listener, and let's pass the click, And let's do arrow function. Inside this, let's set up everything to be down to the current question. We want to go down to the 0 like that. And let's do score. And let's set up the score back to 0. And this is so every time you hit the button right here to restart, it'll set it up back to 0. Okay, so then let's reset the time left. Let's set it up to 30 seconds. And let's do result el class list. And we want to do the add. We want to hide it. And let's do another one for restart the button on it. And let's do class list. And I want to go ahead and add the hidden. And let me see here, restart. So if I click, okay, restart on it, hidden, and then we want to do quiz container. And I want to go ahead and add class, and I want to go ahead and remove it. And let's do hidden, just like that. And let's do time el, and let's do text content. Let's do equal to the time left, which is 30 seconds. And we can pass startup quiz like that. And let's go ahead and name this one. Let's do this one start on page load like that. So let's see which language runs on the browser. Here, JavaScript. Okay, what am I missing? So let's go ahead and open this full screen, and let's go ahead and do inspect, and let's see what the JavaScript console. No errors at all. So I'm missing. So let me open up the. Okay. So JavaScript, yeah, it's not liking it. Let's go ahead and close this out right there. Let's restart the quiz. JavaScript. Okay, the button is not showing. That's what it is. The button on it. Let's figure out why. All right, so it's not giving me anything. So I'm gonna go up and down here. So something with the button on it. So if you press the button on it, it's not working. So let me see. Let's go back over here. Let's find the button on it. Show question. It makes it tough when you can't find the show the right here button. So select the answer. So over here we did an array. We did from choice el, the children's. Then we disable the button on it. So if we take a look over here, we take a look. So we go here, console log. So stuff like that happens, in the real life, like when you're actually coding, stuff like that. Let's say you misspell something. So that's why you got to use every tool possible. So here we want to do is inside. That's the JavaScript. You want to do here what it says the buttons on it. Your score. Let's restart. So it's hidden, the button. Let's see, hidden. Which language? Button next, hiding. Okay, so it's not. So if I press it, it's not showing. Okay, it's got something to do with the button on it. All right. So we wanted to display. So select if it's correct. I wanted to display inline block. I put box. That's what it was. Inline box. So see, now it's showing. I'm gonna hit next. So it says, what does the CSS stands for? So we want to do cascading. Hit next. So the hyper, what is the HTML stands for? So we want to do hypertext markup language. So I'm gonna hit next. So then what was year was JavaScript launched? Let's do 1995. So see, I did 4 out of 4. So now let me show you what happens if you miss. So if let's say you pick the wrong one, let's say what language runs in the web browser. So I'm gonna hit. See, it actually shows red, so it changes the color. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. Central style sheet. I'm gonna do next. I might select the wrong one, so I'm gonna do 1996. See, and then it says 0 out of you scored 0 out of 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and restart that one. So yeah, so that's it. I mean, this is pretty cool. It's very it makes you think. It makes you a better developer. And also too, you get, if you practicing, let's say for an interview quiz, or you're not interview, for you practicing for an interview, you can actually have fun, take a little break from working with the framework. So this is perfect. So this is one of the, and also too, don't forget to use the tools. You can actually use ChatGPT if you ever get stuck. So, but try to use less of that. Try to use a little bit more thinking. Try to go through your code and try to do that. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Make sure, don't forget to subscribe, stay tuned for more videos. And this is going to be one of few that I'm going to be doing with the JavaScript. So especially if you're starting to learn how to do web development and you're trying to master the JavaScript. So I want to do a few more videos doing fun videos, nothing boring. All right, guys. So, and then also see, I don't know if you notice, it's very responsive. So yeah, see that? So you can actually, if you grab the code, make sure you get it from my GitHub. And all right, I'll stay tuned for more videos, and don't forget to subscribe and share the video, and let me know what you think about the video. Okay, and if you get stuck, don't reach out. Make sure leave a comment. If you have any questions, leave it on the bottom of the video. All right, stay coding, and I'll see you on the next video.